Chapter 13, 50. Gray Night Breaks the Formation. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Right at this time, an intensely strong aura burst out from outside the Super Goo formation. Soon, the righteous path Goo immortals controlling the Goo formation noticed. There is a strong aura ahead. Such intense aura, so powerful. A rank 8 Goo immortal? The righteous path. Goo immortals were gasping. Is it Purple Mountain True Monarch? Fang Yuan, who was inside the hall, watched attentively. No, it is not a Goo immortal. It is an immemorial desolate beast. Ah, it is, actually? Before he finished his words, bam! The entire Super Goo formation was faced with an unprecedentedly intense attack. The entire Goo formation shook intensely. The halls created inside the Goo formation were destroyed. They crumbled and disintegrated. At once, it felt like doomsday. The entire Goo formation was cracked open, but there were not many injuries in the righteous path, Goo immortals. This was the difference between a Goo formation and a killer move. Even though Goo formations were the killer moves of formation path, after a Goo formation is set up, it works based on the Goo worms in the environment. When they are destroyed, the Goo immortal would suffer a less intense backlash. Of course, ancient battle formations were different. Once ancient battle formations were destroyed, the Goo immortals would suffer severe backlashes, especially the main controller of the formation. Cough, cough! Dust and smoke was clouding the place. The hall that Fang Yuan was in had completely collapsed. The corners were turning back into mortal goo. Dead Goo worms poured down like rain. A huge hole was created in the Super Goo formation. The dream realm that was completely concealed earlier was now exposed. Many righteous path Goo immortals stood by the opening, looking outside blankly. Over there, a huge figure was rampaging. It was a human-shaped, immemorial, desolate beast. It stood on both legs and had two huge, monstrous claws. Its hair was messy, and its body was black like ink. Goo immortals, so many Goo immortals. I want to eat you all. After eating you, I will be closer to being human. This human-shaped, immemorial, desolate beast growled in a low tone, extremely excited. This is... A righteous path Goo immortal pointed at the immemorial, desolate beast, stammering in a shocked state. Zuo Yahwi. Fang Yuan gritted his teeth subconsciously, feeling great pressure. The moment he saw this immemorial, desolate beast, Fang Yuan felt like he was in the dream, but the shouting of the Goo immortals around him, the destroyed halls, and the Super Goo formation that was breaking apart reminded him that this was not a dream. Fang Yuan had not expected Zuo Yahwi to come here. This legendary, immemorial, desolate beast had caused too much suffering and deaths in Southern Border. All of the righteous path Goo immortals in Southern Border knew about it. With the appearance of Zuo Yahwi, the hearts of the righteous path members wavered. Their morale fell to rock bottom. This was a powerful existence on par with rank 8 Goo immortals, especially after the Super Goo formation was destroyed. How could these righteous path rank 6 and 7 Goo immortals defend against it? With their bodies? In this huge world of the 5 regions, there were only 2 people who could resist rank 8 as rank 7. They were Feng Zhuge and Lu Guanyi. We need to hold on. Don't panic. Our Goo formation has 4 layers. That was just the outermost 4th layer which broke. Start to move, come into the next layer of the Goo formation. At the crucial moment, Chigi spoke up. He was the leader of Chi Clan in this place. The Super Goo formation was created by Chi Clan's first Supreme Elder, Chi Ku-yu. Chigi naturally knew some information that others did not. As expected, the Goo formation activated and shined with a bright light. The collapsing stopped, and the outer formation was completely abandoned. A new line of defense appeared inside. The 3rd layer of the Goo formation appeared before Zuo Yahwi. It did not cover the entire dream realm. It was visible, but most of the dream realm was still concealed by the Goo formation, the righteous path. Goo immortals quickly went inside. Fang Yuan was not an exception. He had to. Shadow Sect did not know about Wu Yihai's true identity. Otherwise, Shadow Sect, which had a wisdom path rank 8 Goo immortal, would not send just Lady White Rabbit to assassinate Fang Yuan. The enemy was in the open while he was hidden. This was a clear advantage. At the same time, Fang Yuan had another advantage. That was the immortal Gu House. An immortal Gu House from Wu Clan was on the way. Most Gu formations could not move, but immortal Gu Houses could. And the power of immortal Gu Houses could increase the more immortal essence was used. They could resist rank 8 Gu Immortals. With an immortal Gu House to defend and escort him, Fang Yuan would have a greater chance to leave this place. But earlier, Wu Clan's immortal Gu House was delayed along the way due to an unexpected mishap. Was it Shadow Sect? Fang Yuan considered this as his thoughts turned dark. Tisk, so troublesome. Binding Bing looked at the Gu formation's third layer of defense, frowning. This is hard to destroy. He Lulan sighed. At this time, Ying Wuxi smiled coldly, transmitting to them, "Don't worry, just dodge." Fairy Miao Yin's Binding Bing's and He Lulan's bodies shook as they quickly flew back and retreated. Roar! At the next moment, Zuo Yahwi roared and emitted a thunderously loud wave. Its voice burst out and created a sonic wave, pushing out the surrounding air and uprooting the trees and rocks, whipping up a storm. Next, Zuo Yahwi breathed in deeply. Its stomach bulged up. Its entire body expanded to double its size. Next, it opened its bloodthirsty mouth filled with sharp teeth, and a huge beam of light shot out fiercely. The gray-colored beam of light shot out extremely quickly. In the blink of an eye, it landed on the third layer of the Gu formation. There was a creepy silence. The third layer of the Gu formation was hit by the gray beam of light as it was dyed gray rapidly. Earlier, Zuo Yahwi had attacked the Super Gu formation as well. The first few attempts were just trials, but the previous time was also the killer move Grey Knight. Together with He Lulan, Binding Bing, and Fairy Miao Yin, they destroyed the fourth layer of the Gu formation. Most of the Righteous Path Gu Immortals did not manage to see these attacks clearly. But this time they witnessed it firsthand. They saw how terrifying Zuo Yahwi was. As if heaven and earth became still, monochrome color enveloped the place. Time seemed to be moving slower. For one breath of time, boom! Another thunderous explosion resounded in the world. The immortals' eardrums were bursting. The entire world shook. The third layer of the Gu formation was ripped apart, as if the previous attack was going to be played out again. The Righteous Path. Gu Immortals were pale. They instilled their immortal essence into the Gu formation desperately. When the tremors ended, the third layer of the Gu formation was only half destroyed. It still existed. This was a Super Gu formation personally created by rank 8 Gu Immortal Chiku Yu, together with a vast number of Immortal Gu and Mortal Gu from Southern Border's Righteous Path forces. It was displaying its power now. It managed to block the signature move of legendary immemorial desolate beast, Zuo Yahwi. There were no injuries or deaths among the Righteous Path Gu Immortals. "I am actually still alive!" Someone almost cried from joy. "This is Zuo Yahwi's signature method, Immortal Killer Move Grey Knight. We actually defended against it!" Someone shouted loudly. Chigai's forehead was full of sweat. He said, "This is the Super Gu formation that my clan's first Supreme Elders set up. Why would it be destroyed? If not for them attacking from both inside and outside earlier, the fourth layer might still be around. Immortal Killer Move Grey Knight. It is different from the one in my dream realm. Was its form changed? After so many years, Grey Knight must have been modified. Did Zuo Yahwi modify it? Or did it have help? Is this help from Shadow Sect? Strange. If they had Zuo Yahwi as a tool, why did Shadow Sect not use it when they were refining Sovereign Immortal Fetus Gu? Was it because they could not control it? Or is this all because of that rank 8 Gu Immortal?" Fang Yuan fell into deep contemplation. Fairy Miao Yin, Binding Bing, He Lulan, they came to the Super Gu formation again. Looking at the damaged third layer of the Super Gu formation, they were not shocked nor disappointed. Because they did not come alone, there was Ying Wuxi, as well as many demonic path Gu Immortals and lone Immortals. Shadow Sect lacked manpower, but not resources. Normally, demonic path Gu Immortals and lone cultivators lack cultivation resources. They would pursue resources over their whole lives. Purple Mountain. True monarch endured the huge costs of spending resources to recruit a batch of demonic path and lone immortals. Humans die for wealth and birds die for food. Money makes the world go round. Of course, these southern border Gu immortals were not stupid. Only after Zuo Yahwi appeared and used Grey Knight did they start to follow Ying Wuxi and show up. On the other hand, this showed that Shadow Sect had a good grasp on timing and human emotions. From these demonic path and lone immortals perspectives, not only was there the wisdom path, rank 8 great expert, Purple Mountain true monarch, there was also the legendary immemorial desolate beast, Zuo Yahwi. This battle was decided already. They were going to win. It is all as Purple Mountain true monarch predicted. We will attack using these holes in the Gu formation. Whoever can kill enemies and expand the hole would get several times the reward. Ying Wuxi shouted. Shadow Sect's side started to clamor as they attacked the Super Gu formation. The Righteous Path side also reacted. Quickly, seal the hole. We cannot let them in. I need time to activate the second layer of the Gu formation. Everyone, try to stall and fight for time, Qigui called out. Zuo Yahwi has already used Grey Knight twice. This is the limit. It needs to rest for a while. It is time to teach these demonic path scoundrels a lesson, Ba De shouted. Fang Yan squinted. He had been assessing Zuo Yahwi. He also saw that after Zuo Yahwi used Grey Knight, it was in a state of exhaustion. It panted as it remained on the spot, unmoving. This made Fang Yan feel slightly relieved. There were so many southern border Gu immortals here. Many people were familiar with history. They knew a lot about Zuo Yahwi. After all, every time Zuo Yahwi appeared, it would cause disaster in southern border. Lots of southern border Gu immortals would need to work together, defending against and battling it. Southern border's righteous path. Super clans had accurate information about Zuo Yahwi from their historical records.